Hi everybody, it's Raven. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Um, I am back in my other room and trying something different. I've got the camera closer so that I can put you down to the table and see if I can't go ahead and do something where you can see the cards better. Because I did have some feedback that we can't see the cards. So I apologize for that. While I get better equipment, I'm going to do the best I can. So one of the things I wanted to look at today was, and I'm going to use the dark stained tarot for this. I wanted to look at the oligarchy and what they're going to do. And I also wanted to look at not only what they're going to do, who it's going to affect, but I want to start off with something kind of smaller because this was a vision I had yesterday in another conversation. So I was talking to a friend of mine and we were talking about, nuclear options. And, obviously the statements made on Easter and things like that. While we were talking, I got a vision of the Oval Office and the desk and the Resolute desk and the football being summoned. And for those, I'm sure everyone knows, like the football is the big briefcase with all the nuclear codes in it. The football being summoned, it opened, and there were like papers and a big red button, like really big red button, like you see in the movies, right? When there's a panic and they lift the glass and they hit the button. But it was fake. It was fake. It was designed because I'm hearing that the Orange Menace has not even seen what it looks like inside the football. So they've designed a fake one that would look like what he thinks it should look like. And I had him read some codes into a phone. I think there's a phone in it. And it was all a ploy. It was all a ploy to satisfy what he wanted to do without it being what he wanted to do. Now, will we ever know if that actually happened? No, we probably won't, not for a long time. But that's what I'm getting. So I wanted to share that as just a vision because I'm like, somebody was trying to be sensible, but we all know that the real sensible would be actually doing the right thing, right? 25th Amendment, the courts, obviously the Justice Department acting on treason, but they are treasonous. So, hey, Congress acting on, treasonous acts. Yeah, right. Those are all the right things. But somebody had enough wherewithal to try to mitigate the potential results of this nuclear option, the N option. So I just wanted to share that. I'd love to your thoughts on it. If anyone else kind of got the same vibe, I would love to know. Okay, so I want to read on the oligarchy. I've got my notes over here, sorry. And many have said that he has outlived his usefulness, the Orange Menace. We know that, right? So what does that mean? What it means is whatever they're going to do, right? Natural causes, permanent bed rest. I don't know. That's not what I want to read on. What I want to read on is what is going on with them, right? What is going on with them, and try and see in if I can get some glimpse on, are they panicking? Are they, I have no doubt there's a lot of conversations that are taking place daily, absolute daily, with the situation. And it's all of it. It's the parts they wanted, and which is a lot of Project 2025. These are people that thrive on having more than others. These are people that thrive on being better than someone else in their own minds. No one person to me is better than another. We're all human beings. It's not. The only thing that really separates us is credentials. That's it, right? I mean, if someone's a doctor and they earned that title, it doesn't make them better than anyone else. It doesn't make them better than their patients, but they are qualified to do that job. I am not. So, that's how I look at things. Is it doesn't make you better because you can do something I can't. It just means that you have the credentials to do it, and more power to you, right? The people that go to trade school, or even you learning on the job. There's people who can do that job that someone else can't. So I hate this better than, but these are people that thrive on that. They thrive on the envy of them. They love it. It's the envy of them is what has made them have the ability to do all the control that they've been able to do for, I wouldn't even say decades, I say centuries. Because everyone strived for that, right? They strived for wanting that lifestyle, wanting money, wanting, models, whatever that is. Okay, so I want to look at them. God, their energy is just so icky, but I'm very well protected. Okay, let's look at the oligarchy. I think I spoke enough to put that energy into the cards to look at them. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands. They're going to stand their ground. Okay, I am going to take you down to the table. And this is my first time doing this, so I apologize. I'm going to see if I can make sure everything's centered okay. So sorry for my hand in the way. So the Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, right? Being defensive or putting in a defense space, like what our defense is going to be. The crossing is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, things are changing, and not the way they wanted, not in the time they wanted. They did not anticipate the health issues that have been popping up. Where they're coming from, Two of Swords. They made some painful choices and made some compromises. They knew that the Orange Menace had enough of a base that they needed, and the charisma at the time. And so it was like, okay, you know what? We can use that. That's what I'm getting off that card. What's ahead is Justice. Wow, karma. That is what I know it's not the hope and fear spot, but it is what I believe they are afraid of. I'll move these down a little bit. They're actually afraid that this is going to happen deeper than they expected, that people are so frustrated and so angry and so fed up in masses that they can't control the way they used to. Remember, they love that envy of the poor. I use that in quotes. And now watching millions show up to the marches, people pushing back the approval numbers, the everything. And granted, yes, we're going to have that 33% that'll probably consistently stay and hopefully just go underground someday. But they're actually afraid of what's going to come of the justice. When things turn over and you actually have a DOJ that's not corrupt and committing treason and lying to Congress, they're a little afraid of all the players that are going to be taken out that they use today. And that is what's ahead. That's what they're afraid is ahead. Funny, I've never gotten so much fear off that position before of that card. The overarching is the Eight of Pentacles. They consider themselves masters. They consider themselves the masters of what they do. They're experts. They're, arrogant. Oh my gosh, just arrogant. The foundation is the Ace of Wands. So this is that new opportunity or new creative spark. Looking at new. Okay, we got to okay. The rug's been pulled out from under us a little bit, so how do we regroup? That's what they're doing. Okay, I'm watching the camera, make sure the cards are on it. The energy is the Hangman. How do they see it from a different perspective? Yeah, who can they sacrifice and how can they see it from a different perspective? I want to look at that, who they sacrifice next. The environment's the Hermit. Yeah, let's go inward. Let's figure out how to do this smart, because these are people that actually have strategy. These are people that are not stupid. They don't react off emotion. Yeah, they have emotions like anger and the really icky ones, desires, really icky desires. But they don't react flying off the handle. These are people that go in, plan. That's why they've been so successful for so long. The hopes and fears is the Knight of Pentacles. They're very committed. And the fear is that they're not going to be able to rely on a lot of the players they've relied on, going back to the Justice card. And then the outcome is the Page of Pentacles. They're ambitious. They're still ambitious. They're still going to go forward. They are still going to go forward and do their thing. Wow. Okay, I want to circle back to, which one was it? Sacrifice. There is something that caught my attention about that. Oh, let's look at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. And that's usually about achievement and material security. Yeah, so they're focused on their material security. That is their first and foremost. And then their vision of how to do it is also in there in that Hermit card, right? How do we maintain it? How do we keep it? And how do we keep control? Boy, they are all about control. It is just sick. It is just sick. Ugh, ew. Okay. What do we want to look at? I want to ask about the sacrifice. I want clarity on that. So I'm going to just put this over here. Should I shuffle? No, just pull off the top. Seven of Swords, theft, manipulation, spine. They're watching. Those who could compromise them are in danger. And one we know for entertainment purposes only, we know is the Orange Menace. But it also, I believe, okay, does this also include his inner family? Yes, the ones that are in the middle of the ick, the ones that know enough that could be become an enemy. Even just the slightest thought of going against the grain. Yeah, I don't think that immediate family is as safe. Actually, I think some of them know it. A couple don't. They think they're untouchable. But I think there's a female that, and allegedly, right, for entertainment purposes only, the special daughter, I think she knows. I think she's scared. I think there is a lot of nervousness because that's what I'm feeling is a lot of fear about the consequences. I do believe that the other daughter is safe. She's not been in the middle of this and everything. But the inner family, and that includes the youngest. Okay, what else you want to tell us? Yes, another yes, Ten of Pentacles. But I'm getting this for the yes card. Legacy, yes. Yeah, it includes his legacy that were involved. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm almost afraid to even look at more. I'm hearing pull one more. The Empress. Another yes. Another yes card. Okay, how do you want to... There's a new beginning coming. There is a new beginning, and it's not the beginning these icky people want. There is a new beginning, and it is the nurturing energy. It's the, I say feminine energy, right? But please remember that feminine and masculine has nothing to do with gender, right? I mean, you could have the strongest dad in the world, who's the manliest man, but love his daughter and be caring, like she's sick and he tucks her in. That's nurturing. Okay, that is feminine energy. It's nurturing. That's all it is. So that compassion, that this goal of making compassion and empathy evil is failing. It's failing. It's not going to work. This is going to prevail. Wow, interesting. I wasn't even going to ask, but they're telling us this. Okay, I got to pull one more. Ten of Wands. Struggles, but I'm getting... This is about completion. This Empress, there is another whole aspect to this that's going on with these two cards, and it's people we aren't even aware of. that are going up against this. So this is team us. Okay, put it that way. Team them. Nine of Wands. Persistence. Yeah, we're all fatigued, but there's resilience in it, in these people, and there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes of a team we're part of, but we don't even know who they are. Okay, I'm hearing leave it at that. That's enough. That's enough is what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, wow. That is fascinating. Nope, they're telling me we're done. Okay. I am going to try and lift this up without putting my hand in your face. I have got to get better at this. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. Well, I hope that was enlightening. That left me in a weird space. That left me in a very, okay, we're safe. We're protected. I have my Shungite pyramid here for protection, as well as a whole myriad of stuff around here that you really couldn't see on camera. So I'm going to leave you with this. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I love doing this. And if you enjoy hearing it, please drop me a comment. Be kind in the comments to each other and me, please. And if there's anything you can think of that you'd like me to read on, let me know. I know the most common stuff, like the Melania thing, everyone did that and it was great. I loved all the different angles, but I thought I wanted to look at something a little bit different. And I kind of am like that. I like to do what's a little bit different. So if you think of something that's really off, I'm your reader. So pop it in the comments or email me, and I will definitely be back with you soon. Bye.